Hey folks, and welcome to my kind of comparison between 4 Tripowin models. And yes, there's a Tripowin Olina, but I don't have that, and that was made by someone else for Tripowin, so it's not included. This is the all DD kind of set, so left to right you got the Lea, the TC01, you've got the Mele, and you've got the Olina. And yeah, so straight into it. So Lea, the cheapest one, around $25. Nice shell construction, as you can see, all metal, 2-pin as well. The cable that it came with frankly wasn't good enough for what you're paying, because cheaper models actually have better cables and you shouldn't have to swap it out for a better one. Continue on a budget, that's why you bought that. I don't think it was good enough. Anyway, I won't get into how these are powered, sensitivity, wires, price, packaging. It's more of a sound thing. As you see, I've all done reviews of each. So yeah, so sound of the Lea, or my opinion of it, I'm going to overlay the graph now. Kind of a weird set is it sounds bass light, bright in the lower treble, and then it sounds dark. So it's bass light, dark, bright, like at the same time. This is the one I like the least favourite out of all these. And the driver sounds kind of like lower, it's a lower quality sound. I know, but I know a lot of people do like the Leas, so you have to bear that in mind. But I'm not really keen on it. Again, it's my last choice of these 4, really. But yeah, but again, many people out there do like the Lea, or maybe it's just the quality control, or who knows. But from my set I have, I don't really think they're that great, but they are priced very well at $25, $26, so you have to bear that in mind. And yeah, TC01, the first, basically it was the first of their DDs. It made quite an appearance. Let's focus on it. Really nice build set, good cable as well, good fit. They're doing an anodized version of it, which looks amazing, which is the one that I would have had. Yeah, good set. I think they're just over 50. I'll have to check that because the price changes sometimes in sales. And yeah, so I'm going to overlay the graph of that. So yeah, it's more of an aggressive V shape, especially in the treble. Now, there's a lot more going on with this than I think than the Lea. It's a bit V'd, it's a bit bright in the treble, but still I think a better set over the Lea. Better cable, like I said, it's a better product. It depends if you like that. It can be a bit fatiguing in the treble, so you have to bear that in mind. But I still think it's the better product over the Lea. Well, over the pairs I do have. Yeah. The TC01, it is a fun V-shaped, but it's a bit aggressive doing it, shall we say. Also, you can also EQ quite well, so you have to bear that in mind. But yeah, the TC01, considered it's an older set, it's still a good set, and it does use the drive it uses also, I think, pretty good as well. And yeah, so I won't go on too much. So the newer kind of generations, the Mele. Obviously, this is the collaboration, as you can see on there, with Hawaii Bad Boy, or Bad Guy Good Audio Reviews. Again, really nice kind of construction. It's quite light. I do like the actual effect. It is very good. They do one with a blue. I'm not sure if it's still available, but the one was one with a blue faceplate that looked baller, which looked really good. And yeah, again, sound. So the Mele is, I'd say, a little bit, I wouldn't say it's a V, it's more of a mild V, but the driver on that, again, is good. It's not as good as the Olina when we get to that. It's a nice tuning, and it suits what he likes, a lot of hip-hop, rap, older rock kind of music. That's normally not what my preference is, but it works well for what I do. I tend to listen to a variety of stuff, to be honest. But yeah, it's not a bad set. It is a little bit boosted in the lower treble, like the all are. Not too bad though. It's still within tolerance, and it can be a bit bassy. Again, I don't mind that. It does bleed a little bit into the actual mids, from the base to the mids. I don't mind that. It gives it more volume. It makes it a bit thicker. A good set. The only negative really is technical performance. It could have been a bit better, but for $50, I still think is a great set, and I prefer the Mele over the TC01. I think between them, I think the Mele was a little bit cheaper than the TC01. But yeah, I think the Mele is the better sound. I think it's the better product. It has enough extension as well. It's a good sound. I liked it, and that's why I've still got it. That's why it's still here. I haven't got rid of it or anything like that. But yeah, the Mele from these three so far, I think for the $50 is a good benchmark for the price. Obviously, there's a lot in the $100 kind of region. Again, DDs did make a comeback, and yeah, so not a bad set. So the Olina, excuse me, again a revision, shall we say, of that, and this uses a version of the driver that's in the Tanstream Oxygen, which is like much more expensive. Again, this is a bit more of a subtle finish. I do prefer the faceplate of the Mele compared to this. Again, apart from that, the shell is very similar. The cables are a bit different, but then again, I've done reviews for each. So yeah, let's get onto the actual the graph. So again, I think courtesy of Paul Wasabi, he did show a dual filter mod, which calms the treble region, well, the lower to mid treble, and it does work very well, as you can see on the graph. It does bring bass up a touch, but I'm more than happy with that. It doesn't bring it up like a truckload worth of bass, but it did calm the bit I wanted to, which is the treble, and it makes it one of the best DDs I've tried so far. Maybe might be the best. Yeah, good set, better technique. The Olina, I think, has got the best technical performance of all of them. It is the best driver, really, and I do like the overall sound of it. Again, if you want to see more details, check the reviews. I will link them in the corner. I will obviously link them in the top corner, which you've already probably seen a few pop up. But yeah, good set. I prefer it with the dual filter, so it's a bit more dampened. Again, if you do like it a bit more original, shall we say, just use the original filter that's on it. You don't have to do anything. Excuse me. Yeah, good set. So again, I won't go over too much, but from right to left. So the Olina is my favourite with the dual filter. Then without it, then the Mele, then the TC01, then the Lea. The TC01 again looks great in the anodized, it's like purple kind of finish. It looks great. A good set considering it's an older set. Obviously, you can do a bit of EQ as well. It can take EQ well, so they're a good set if you've already got one, and if you don't fancy buying another. But yeah, excuse me, I won't go into too much. But yeah, Olina is my favourite at the moment. I'm quite looking forward to what happens in the future, because the market changes quite quick. But yeah, the Olina with the dual mod is probably my favourite. Then the Mele behind that, and then the TC01, then the Lea. I think the Lea should have been a bit better. Obviously, they've priced it quite competitively, and the Olina is basically 4 times the price of the Lea. But yeah, my current favourites are basically these two. Obviously, that's a bit more expensive than the Mele. I think it should be a bit cheaper. But yeah, good set really. And yeah, quite curious to see what the future holds really. And yeah, thanks for watching, and take care.